There's no one around here, so I can tell you this little secret. All of these items have one thing in common. They're not old. They're made to look old. These items are meant to fool the eye. And being sold as reproductions or pieces that are made to look old is fair. Hey, why not? Buy it. But don't be fooled. The paint is too new. The cast iron items are constantly reproduced. Vintage ones that are true antiques are very valuable. The reproductions are worth about $10, $20. I am having a love affair with these vintage chairs. To me, they look like Bloomingdale's home store in 1975. You know you're really knee-deep in a flea market when you say, oh my God, I totally had one of these, and now it's at a flea market or an antique shop. This is a members-only jacket, and you absolutely wanted one of these in the early 80s if you were one of the cool kids. One of the things you want to do when you pick out vintage furniture is have a seat. This mailbox never saw mail from the Pony Express, and as long as you don't think it did and you like it for decorative value, buy it. It adds a pop of color and fun and interest, but it was probably made in the 80s. Things like this that are faux aged, you have to be really careful at flea markets and antiques venues. I can tell this because it's clearly sanded to make it look like it's older, but it's not an antique. Michael Jackson wore one that was burgundy, I believe. This is gray, it's $39, and it's billed as a summer zip tan windbreaker jacket. The 80s might be back, but I'm not sure that I can go there. I'm kind of smitten. I might have to ask a price. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them. These say vintage. Technically, that's probably true because vintage is supposed to be 20 years old. So these were in the 70s, that's more than 20 years old. But they're pretending to be something that's much older. How do you know? Well, look at the paint. Is it very vibrant? Does it show signs of wear? I'm too old to wear a vintage members only jacket because I wore it the first time around. And frankly, I'm too young to wear one of these guys. So I think my vintage clothing wheelhouse is decidedly winter and fall.
It's easy to get swept up in flea market fever. In fact, it happens to almost everyone I know. I didn't buy any of these items, but that doesn't mean they're not right for someone. I didn't buy the chairs because the truth is, I don't have space for them. I don't have any immediate plans to recover them, and I don't even have a client in mind for them. Sure, if you snooze, you lose at a flea market, since someone might come along and snap up whatever it is you fell in love with. But before you buy it, make sure it's real love, and not just a passing fancy.
This coat's not for me. While it fits, it doesn't really fit my aesthetic.